Hello everyone, I hope everyone is doing well. Let's find out if I am doing well. So today, AMC and the AMC Stubs membership program invited me and many other Americans all over the United States to see one of the most anticipated movies and one of the most anticipated sequels of 2014. Yes, Dumb and Dumber 2. To where? Let's find out. Now, I am a fan of the original film from 1994. Of course, it helped really introduce us to the comical genius in movie form of Jim Carrey. And yes, I own it on DVD, and I own it on Blu-ray. I still haven't seen this extended cut, but I think this movie is just pure stupidity in the most perfect way. I don't think it's one of the best comedies ever made or one of the best comedies of the 90s according to WatchMojo.com. I don't really agree with that. I think there's better comedies that came out in the 1990s. But I do have a fondness for this movie. So, I mean, I'll own it twice. I have to, I guess. So I was really excited. You know, it was one of my most anticipated movies of 2014 to see this year. But I didn't have any expectations at all. And I think you should also as well. If you keep your anticipations for this film in check, maybe you will enjoy it. Because I kinda did. So this brand new adventure takes place 20 years after the original film, where we get to see what's going on with Harry and Lloyd, what's going on with their life. There is this plot that has to get them back on the road. No, really, do you really care about the plot to Dumb and Dumber 2? I didn't care about the plot at all of the first film, and I clearly did not care about the plot in the second film. All I wanted to do with this movie is laugh. What I love about the original so much is, yeah, it's stupid, you don't really care about the plot. You do care about the characters, especially the two idiots on screen, Jeff Bridges and Jim Carrey. They were great on screen, but nobody really cared about the plot. We just loved to laugh. And we loved all the quotable lines and the crazy situations that happened in the film. That's what we remember most about Dumb and Dumber. That's what I remember most, I should say, about Dumb and Dumber. So any expectations I had about the new Dumb and Dumber was only based on how I felt about the original Dumb and Dumber, and my review about Dumb and Dumber 2 is really only based how I feel about Dumb and Dumber 1 now. It's Dumb and Dumber 1 now. And I never ever saw the prequel from 2003, and I never ever will. I've heard so many terrible things about it, and I probably never watch it. Is it so bad it's good? Should it do a drinking game out of it? Maybe that's the only way I'll watch it, but I'll never watch it. But what's so great about Dumb and Dumber 2, the first great thing about Dumb and Dumber 2, is that it brings back Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels. We know that already. The Farrelly brothers come back, who originally directed the first film. So I bet for them this was an amazing, magical reunion for everybody, cast and crew, to get back together, writers and all this stuff, to get back together and make a movie together. And I think they probably had more fun making the movie than we do watching it. Now, that's not a hard criticism of the film, because I would say for the first 2 acts of this film, I was laughing consistently. There was at least 5 to maybe 7 moments. Yeah, at least 7 moments where I was like, oh, that's pretty clever. That's really funny. Now, the plot is kind of cut and paste. Instead of a suitcase like in the original film, they have to go find the daughter so that they can get a kidney. And there's this, you know, there's a road trip. It's a road trip movie again, just like the original. It's a road trip. So the film is pretty much cut and paste when it comes to the plot. But I felt like some of the jokes were twisted around differently. It wasn't just a rehash. I liked the chemistry again from Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels. That's the only real reason to see this movie. There you go right there. And I think that's the real reason anybody's actually going to see this movie, is we want to see Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels in their respective roles. That's the reason. I think that's the reason that you should go see this movie. The only reason. And I think maybe you'll enjoy it for that reason, and you can look past all the problems that it has, especially when it comes to the plot. And that's one of my major faults of the film. Again, I did not care for the plot, but I really hated, especially in the final act, when the plot took over and the comedy just became in the back seat. It was in the back seat, where we're now have to clear up all the plot points that we have in the film, all the plot scenarios, got to tie everything up in a nice little bow and end it out in a nice little way. And that's for me when the film kind of started to fall apart. Again, Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels are funny to watch, and you might find some things that happen in the end to to be more exciting and funny than I did. I guess I would say in the final 25 minutes of the movie, I didn't really laugh at all. I was chuckling a few times, but I just felt like it was going on. And here's another one of the problem. It just goes on and on and on. The movie is an hour and 50 minutes, and the original film was an hour and 46. If you watch the director's cut, it's about an hour and 53 minutes. I don't know, that movie never felt long to me because I think I was laughing consistently throughout, even though the plot was stupid and nobody really cares about it, but it was just consistently funny and consistently off-the-wall crazy. With this film, yes, it's crazy, it's off the wall, it's insane, some jokes hit, some jokes fall. There's a lot of jokes that actually do hit, and as I said before, at least 7 times, I was like going, wow, that was really great. I thought that was pretty damn clever. Another complaint I have about is that one of my favorite artists, Empire of the Sun, who I think is now the Farrelly brothers have used them before in movies in the past, including Hall Pass, that they're big fans of Empire of the Sun, and I felt like Empire of the Sun, who wrote the score of this movie, they also incorporated a lot of great Empire of the Sun songs in the film, and I felt like they didn't work at all, that they were kind of misplaced. Even though I did like listening to the music, it didn't really feel like it fit the film at all. I don't know why, and I don't remember the score at all, but I'm a huge fan of Empire of the Sun, but I don't know, they wrote the score and I honestly don't care. What else did I not like about this film? I pretty much said what I didn't like. I just didn't like how it kind of fell apart in the final act and that it went on, and it should have... I think the movie would have been better if it would have been tightened up in a few scenes and would have been cut down to maybe an hour and 35, hour and 40 minutes. But I just felt like it went on, and it just, you know, it just wasn't funny as it was in the first 2 acts. And I think I really liked the nostalgia factor the most about this film, just to see these 2 guys back in those iconic roles that we love so much, and it just seemed like it gelled so well in the second film. It did, especially in the first and the second act, as I said before. I just think this is just a fun reunion that we get to watch. I don't know if we get to experience it as much as the filmmakers and the actors did. But again, I never really loved the first film. I thought the first film was fun, it was goofy, it was stupid, but it worked consistently. With this new film, it's just kind of fun to be back, and I guess I wish it was more tongue-in-cheek, or maybe self-aware that it was a sequel, but it didn't seem like they were going in that route. They wanted to really try and give you a bona fide sequel with a plot to follow, even though I felt like it kind of got muddled near the very end. But overall, I enjoyed this movie somewhat, mainly on a guilty pleasure level. I don't know if I'll ever watch it again. I don't know if I'll ever watch it again. Would I like to see a third film? Hey, what the hell? If you're going to make it 20 years from now when these guys are super old. They even hint on that a little bit. Stay till the end of the credits, you'll see. I don't know. You know, if they make it, they make it. I hope if they make a third film, you got to bring back Jim Carrey and you got to bring back Jeff Daniels and the Farrelly brothers. If those 3 factors are not a part of the film, I really do not want to see the movie. But for that, I will say this again was a guilty pleasure. I enjoyed my time, though I didn't expect much. So I didn't have any expectations to live up to. And so I think if you don't have any expectations, you might enjoy this film, though the critics were really rough when it came to the original film. I think audience loved the original film more than critics did, so I'll be surprised if critics really love this film. We'll find out if audience love it as well. I kind of enjoyed it, and I would kind of recommend it, but again, go in with no expectations, and you might enjoy it as well. And for that, I'm going to give Dumb and Dumber 2, I don't know where, I'm going to give it a solid 2.5 stars out of 4. I'm MovieManCHAD. Please like, comment, subscribe to my channel. I'm also on Twitter and I'm on Facebook. And please go to WeLoveFilm.com and subscribe right here on YouTube to We Love Film. Also go to Long Beach Acting and Film Association right here on Facebook and Twitter. Please also go to MoviePilot.com, and if you enjoyed this movie video review, please click right here, subscribe to my channel. If you've seen Dumb and Dumber 2, let me know what you thought about it. Did you enjoy it? Did you not? Are you excited about seeing the movie? Let me know. This movie comes out on November 14th, and it's going to be in a couple weeks, so I'm really curious to find out what other people are thinking about it and when they see it. And some people who saw it tonight, if you've seen it, let me know. I really appreciate it. Have a great day, a wonderful night, and a wonderful life, and I'll talk to you on my next movie review. Bye, everyone, and peace be with you, my friends.